Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're building a blueprint for the most important project you'll ever undertake, yourself. We're going to dive into how you can stop being just a product of your past and start being the conscious architect of your future. So you ready? Let's grab our tools and get started.
So let's just kick things off with what might be the single most powerful question you can ask yourself, because every single choice you make, the easy one or the hard one, is literally building the person you will become. See, the person you are today,
And this is a big but. Are you actually the one in the driver's seat? Before we can build anything new, we've got to diagnose the real problem. And for most of us, that problem is an invisible autopilot. It's a program that's been running in the background pretty much our whole lives.
And just how big is this program? Well, it's pretty staggering. Research from Dr. Joe Dispenza shows that by the time you're about 35 years old, a whopping 95% of who you are, it's just a subconscious program. It's all memorized behaviors, automatic emotional reactions, things totally rooted in your past. That leaves only 5%, just 5%, for your conscious mind. Let that sink in for a second.
So you gotta ask, how did we even get here? Well, a big part of it is this curriculum gap. You know, school taught us all about facts, formulas, how to compete, what to think. But life threw a completely different curriculum at us, a hidden one that was never on the syllabus. It demands resilience, a sense of self-worth, and a deep understanding of our own inner world. And that's the curriculum we're pretty much left to figure out on our own.
Okay, so how do we start to take back control from that 95% autopilot? Well, here's the thing. We can't count on something as flaky as motivation. It's not reliable. We need to build a brand new foundation, and that foundation has one name: discipline.
You see, motivation is a feeling, right? It's an emotion. It shows up, it leaves. It's totally unpredictable. But discipline is a choice. It's the engine you build yourself, not some spark you sit around waiting for. It's what you do when the feelings are gone, when nobody's watching. That is the raw material legends are made of.
And this really gets to the heart of the journey, doesn't it? Everybody wants the elevator to success, the shortcut, the quick fix. But real growth, real strength, the kind of character that can weather any storm, that stuff is built one single, challenging step at a time. Every step is a new skill you're learning, a new muscle you're building. It's a new level of who you are. And this leads to a really crucial shift in how we think about pain. That feeling of discomfort, that strain you feel when you're pushing past your limits, it's not a signal telling you to stop. No way. It's the actual process of you changing, of you transforming. It's like the sculptor's chisel, shaping you into something stronger. That discomfort, that's not your enemy. It's the fuel for your power.
Okay, so with discipline as our solid-as-a-rock foundation, now we can start to actually forge the mind. It's time to open up the internal toolkit, to grab the instruments we're going to use to rewire our brains from the inside out, and finally, take back conscious control.
All right, first tool in the box, metacognition. And trust me, this is an absolute game changer. It basically means thinking about your thinking. It's becoming the observer of your own thoughts. And here's the breakthrough moment that comes with it. Just because a thought pops into your head, that does not make it true. This is the first step to separating you from the automatic program that's been running your life.
So how do you practice this? Well, think of meditation as the gym where you build this metacognition muscle. It's not about emptying your mind or stopping your thoughts. That's impossible. It's about disconnecting from all the noise around you for a bit so you can just observe. You start to notice your body's old cravings for those familiar hits of emotion, the anger, the worry, the guilt, but you don't act on them. And every single time you notice and just gently redirect yourself back to the present moment, your will gets a little bit stronger than that old program.
Okay, our next tool is super cool. It's called mental rehearsal, and it lets us literally start building our future inside our own minds. See, for most people, the brain is just a record of the past. It just replays old stuff. But when you repeatedly close your eyes and you truly imagine and feel the actions and emotions of the future you start installing the neurological hardware before the event even happens. You're turning your brain from a record of the past into a map for the future.
All right,
we've done some serious work on the internal world. Now, let's switch gears and open up the external toolkit. These are the tools for mastering how you interact with the world around you, making sure your environment is working for your vision, not against it.
Let's talk about the power of saying nothing at all. Strategic silence. Think about this. Your words are like a currency. If you spend them too freely, they lose their value. Every unnecessary thing you say can literally become ammunition for someone else to use against you. But when you're silent, it kind of throws people off. It disrupts their confidence, keeps them guessing. And it lets you stay focused on what actually matters, your goals, instead of getting bogged down defending yourself. Let your actions, your success, be the statement. It's so much louder. And look, to build this new version of yourself, you're going to have to learn new things. And this is where a little bit of neuroscience can give us a serious edge. So check this out. Timing your workout before you sit down to learn something new actually primes your brain to absorb it better. Getting a little jolt of adrenaline, that feeling of excitement or even a little stress, can signal to your brain, hey, this is important, remember this. And get this, there's even a hormone from your bones of all places called osteocalcin that gets released during exercise, and it actually helps new neurons grow. How cool is that?
Okay, so let's recap. You've diagnosed the autopilot, you've laid a new foundation of discipline, you've gathered your internal and external tools. There's only one thing left to do. It's time to build. It's time to create your masterpiece. But I want you to remember this, maybe above everything else. You have to earn the success you want. Success that's just handed to you, it's empty. It's hollow. It never really satisfies. Real power, real freedom comes from looking in the mirror and knowing that you consciously built the person you see, brick by painful brick, through every single hard choice, every moment of discipline when you could have just given up. You earned this.
Because in the end, it's never really about the prize, is it? The money, the status, all that external stuff. That's not the real reward. The real reward is that deep, unshakable pride that you feel when you look at your life, at who you've become, and you know, deep in your bones, you were the architect. The pride in knowing you made you great. So, there it is. The blueprint is in your hands now. That hidden curriculum, the one life demands but school never taught, it's wide open for you. You've seen the tools, you get the process. So the only question left is the one we started this whole thing with, but now it's got a whole new weight to it. Who will you choose to become?